Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to Jump Into Health. We're going to teach you the 5 pillars of health for better life and vitality, and we're joined by the 2 doctors from South Orange Chiropractic Center. Doctors, take it away this afternoon.
Great. Well, welcome to the office, and we have some great topics that we want to keep it practical. We want to keep it short and to the point, but most importantly, as people start thinking about their health, more as the seasons change, the summer's gone, and they're going to go into fall, patients have been coming to us, asking us a lot of different questions about many different aspects. Like, Mark, what are some of the...
Yeah, I think right now with the summer being here and the seasons changing, one of the biggest topics is, what should I be eating to maintain a healthier lifestyle, or how do I get to that next level of weight loss without, making it a fad, but more of a lifestyle.
Right.
So,
and some of the things I'm hearing from patients is that, I've been more active over the summer than I have, and it feels good to get out of the house, being confined or working from my dining room table. How do I maintain this level of fitness or exercise when the seasons change? What can I do? Right.
And then another common one is, patients are stressed out still because so many uncertainties with the news and the viruses. So we're trying to bring a level of calm, and we're just giving other people ideas on how to, reflect and move beyond the fear and into the awareness that you're alive and present.
Right. Mental attitude is huge in health. We're going to talk a little bit about that because people are stressed. So we have strategies for that.
Mm-hmm.
And how often do we hear about sleep?
Oh my God, it's a constant sleep. And then the other one is posture, because people are just ergonomically in the wrong positions all day long, especially when they're working from home. So these are some of the topics I think are going to be the best interest to building your 5 pillars to health and gaining that wellness you're looking for.
So let's jump right into it. And I'll talk about one patient that came in this week we hadn't seen in a year. And not only did he say, I put on some of pounds sitting at the dining room table and not exercising and stressed, and his posture was bad at the dining room table on his laptop, and his back was giving him trouble. And he said, I had to get it taken care of. And so what's one strategy that we gave him about diet and some weight loss?
Well, the first thing is he's been struggling for a little while. So he wanted something quick, effective, and just downright showing him a way to eat healthier, eat leaner. So we put him on a product called Core Restore, which helps helps clean out your liver, and it's a cleanse for 5 days just to get your body back into balance, because he's been eating poorly, he's been drinking too much, and there's no doubt that once your your liver and your body has been cleansed of some of these impurities and toxins, you're going to metabolize faster. So that was one of the first things we recommended.
Right. And one of the key things we do is the quality of the questions that we ask our patients. We want to find out how much water are they drinking? What's the right formula for drinking the right amount of water? And we tell everybody,
half your body weight in ounces.
Half your body weight in ounces. Right. So, do the math. Figure out how much you weigh, divide that by 2, and those are the amount of ounces you should be drinking. And if you think that's a lot of water, start drinking it, and you'll have less weight and you'll have less water to drink, right?
Yeah. And then another one is, how many fruits and vegetables are you eating? One of the articles we handed out today was how you can eat these proper vegetables or fibers, which could protect you from the pollutions that are found in our daily environment. So for instance, one of them was high fiber foods such as fruits, vegetables. Are you eating 5 servings of fruits and vegetables each day? Chances are you aren't, but if you are, that's a great start. And you can also add that into your water intake as well. So there's so many tips we're handing out all day long to our patients to live their best life possible.
Right. So we'll ask questions on what a typical diet might be for them. Are they doing supplementation? The week before, we had an article on the miracles of magnesium, that the body has over 300 processes that it needs magnesium for. And our article suggested about 400 milligrams a day. And it also had the proper foods on which you can get 40 grams of magnesium with 1 ounce of almonds. So we'll go to those tips and help people get the right supplementation, the right nutrients. So diet is a critical component. Next.
Next, I think exercise, the environment calls for it. We have bright sunny days, warm nights, warm mornings. So one patient said to me, well, I'm so busy at home, so busy with my children. I don't have really too much time for myself. How do I find or make time for exercise? And that was one of our patients' most common questions. And
so exercise seems to be, when we're working with neck and back problems or shoulder problems, headaches, if it's a spinal issue, neck, mid back, lower back, everybody that comes in for a care plan gets a set of exercises and stretches that are specific to their films and their structure. So it's not one size fits all. Everyone's an individual. If you have a neck that does not have the proper curve in it, we'll give you exercises to restore that. If the lower spine doesn't have proper support, we'll make sure you get the proper support and do the exercises to start that process. But that's just foundational, because we can go deeper into the types of exercise. So many patients come in, they hurt themselves trying to get healthy, right? Because they're doing too much with too much weight or running too hard without proper warm up, right? So we can coach our patients on proper exercise. And the breakdown of exercise can come from one, cardio.
Yeah, which you could do right in the luxury of your home. If you have stairs, you could do a couple flights of stairs every morning, every night, every afternoon. Or if, hey, you have your favorite TV show on, instead of sitting, why don't you just march in place or do a plank?
Or jump rope.
Jump rope. There's so many things you could do at home. You don't have to just sit.
Right. So we try to create balance in your workout. Make sure you're working with strength training, and that could be doing push-ups or doing planks, flexibility and cardio. Those are the 4 components that we want to address. And when we do our reevaluations, we'll always ask questions: who needs help in something? We're not shoving these things down your throat. We're asking you what you want. What are your goals? And once we hit one goal, what's the next goal? Because we can go up the ladder with exercise, with diet. There's so many ways that we can go deeper into it, but we don't want to take you faster than you're willing to go.
Absolutely. The other component we touched on earlier was we talked about sleep. Patients are having a tremendous issue with sleep issues.
Sleep is big.
And proper amount of sleep should be 6 to 8 hours per night. And getting that is kind of
The challenge, right?
It's a challenge right now. So there's a couple things we recommend right off the bat for people. One is we found that CBD oil, which is magnificent. The 3 top medical reasons are sleep, anxiety, and inflammation. And we found that that's been really helping a lot of our patients. Next, we've been utilizing a vitamin called magnesium PM, which when taken 45 minutes before bed with 1 glass of water, it allows your body to slowly enter a relaxation state. And it's great for your muscles. Most patients who have muscle fatigue and tension have been stating to us that they're waking up more refreshed. Another big tip we tell our patients is if you're having issues with sleep, you want to just cut yourself off of all types of news, your phone, your iPads, whatever it is, just close it down 45 minutes to an hour before you go to bed, because studies have shown that that light is sending a signal to your body to wake up.
Right.
So,
Wakes up the neurotransmitters. 2 hours before bed, you don't want to be eating a heavy meal. You don't want to be smoking or drinking alcohol or watching an action movie.
yeah.
Something that gets you fired up. You want to prepare for sleep that hour before. Make sure the lights are soft. Maybe read something. And here are the key components. One is the environment at which you sleep. Okay, is the bed comfortable? First of all, how old is your mattress? On averages, most mattresses aren't more than a 10-year warranty. If you have a 20-year mattress, 20-year warranty mattress, it's probably good for 15. Is the room temperature correct? Is the room cool? It's recommended it should be between 65 and 68 degrees for proper sleeping, because the body will heat up at night to detoxify and cleanse, so your temperature rises naturally. And if you're under the covers, you're getting warmer, so you need a cool room to keep you asleep. So the room should be cool. It should be dark. Take an inventory of all the LED lights or the small lights that are around the room, cover them up, make sure that room is dark. And how about quiet? Right? If you're a light sleeper, those noises, extraneous noises, make sure the dog's not barking. Make sure the kids are asleep.
Absolutely.
So cool, dark, and quiet. I think that covers it. You know, it's planning in preparation for a good night's sleep, and the body rebuilds itself at sleep. There's a tiny gland in the base of your skull called the pituitary gland, and it needs 4 REM cycles of sleep to wake up and produce all the healing hormones that you need, like thyroid stimulating hormone, human growth hormone. That all comes from that 4th REM cycle of sleep. And those nocturnal glands need to that room cool, dark, and quiet so they can go to work.
Absolutely. Cool.
All right.
Yep. Now, we know if you sleep well, you usually wake up refreshed.
With a good mental attitude.
Absolutely. And we know personally, when we come to work and we're on fire, we can change the lives of so many more people effectively with just that extra energy. So I really feel starting off each day with an affirmation to get your mindset right is one of your key components to a positive mental attitude. And it could be as simple as I'm healthy.
Today is a great day.
Yeah. I love myself. These are all things that help to propel your mindset to be the best you possible.
So come up with an affirmation for yourself. And the affirmation is the future in advance. So give yourself 3 or 4 lines. You know, I am a healthy, vital, active, productive human being. I affirm this day that all the tissues and organs in my body are functioning perfectly, and that is the way it's supposed to be. Write it down. Read it several times a day. Program your mind, because your thoughts will create your reality.
And one other thing patients are always asking about is meditation. How effective is it? It works for a lot of people. Meditation is a powerful tool because it's putting yourself in the presence of where you want to be, not just today, but 5 or 10 years from now. So you visualize yourself being the best you possible.
Right. And we've had meditation classes in the office. We have people we can recommend that can help coach you in that area. But meditation is critical. It just relieves the mind. It de-stresses the body. And another thing you can do is a gratitude journal.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't be in fear and gratitude at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And today, where so many people are fearful, be grateful. Right. Write something down every day.
Right. It doesn't have to be the same thing. You could write down, and I challenge everybody to write down 2 or 3 things every night, but something different. So it's, I love my family. I had a great day today. I met a new friend. And then every day, try to challenge yourself to write something magnificent that might have happened to you the next day, but you know, something new, an experience, because all around us, we should be grateful for our health, grateful for our air, our environment, running water, whereas many people don't have that. We take it for granted as Americans, all the luxuries that are afforded to us.
Right. So write something down like I'm grateful that I made smart choices today in my diet. I'm grateful that I was conscious of all the water that I drank. I'm grateful for a good night's sleep. Who can't you live without and why? You know?
And then I'm grateful for meeting Dr. Levine and Dr. Roxy. You know,
All right.
one of the 2 most important people.
Grateful for my chiropractor.
Absolutely.
Right? So mental attitude is good. Affirmations, meditations, visualizations. When you meditate, close your eyes. See the future as you want it and set up your future in your own mind. And then that's where you can create great things happening. Because if you don't have a dream, how can you have a dream come true? So start thinking positively. And that's, so we covered 4, diet, we covered exercise, we covered sleep, mental attitude. I think we have another one covered, don't we?
One of the most important, and if you noticed, we've been doing it this entire seminar, is posture great posture. And it's because one, as chiropractors, we're always looking at your posture because it's an underlooked part of your health. And it really is a window to your spine and a window to your health and to your longevity. And we're trying to tell our patients, yeah, we're all going to get to a certain age, but do you want quantity or quality? And more of these things you do today, the better you're going to have quality. And that's how I want to live with.
Right. Think about, your spine, your brain, your spine, your nervous system control every organ, tissue, and function of the body. Let's take care of the posture because your discs and the nervous system runs through it. So when you're sitting, we always talk about our patients to keep your chin parallel to the floor. Get off those cell phones where you're bent and in compression, cutting off the blood supply, the air supply, the nerve supply. Keep that spine in extension because when you're in extension, you extend your life. When you're in flexion, you compress, causing congestion and shorten your life. So think tall, be tall. And I think we're probably the only licensed professionals that look at posture as part of our exam and have solutions to help people get better posture. Key exercises. We have a whole protocol for postural exercises.
Yep. And one of the things like the problems or symptoms of poor posture can lead to, and not just for adults, but what we're seeing is children, adolescent, middle-aged kids complaining to their parents about headaches, lack of mental focus,
Sinus problems, allergies,
yeah, and these are all related to your poor posture
and nervous system.
Right. So the more you look around in your daily environment, you're going to see how people are, as Dr. Levine mentioned, just stuck looking down all day long. And as soon as we see that in our office, we're like, hey, we're raising their cell phones up, and we're trying to teach them now before it becomes a chronic problem later.
So we had a patient this morning that came in, mid-30s woman, and part of her history was she had a scoliosis, but she never had any complaints until recently when she was active and lifting and bending. And if you do nothing at all, chances are that scoliosis will get worse. We have specific exercises to prevent that from getting worse and even improve the structure. And there's ways that we can do that, with adjustments, with custom foot orthotics, the right exercises based on where the curvatures are. So, it's important to see a professional if you want to get proper posture. I know on our website, we did a Stay Fit While You're Sit program, and it's on southorangechiropractic.com. You can see some of the exercises we recommended, and Dr. Roxy went through some ergonomics for the workstation. For those that are crouched over on their dining room table on their little laptops, there's ways to make adaptations and changes.
Yeah, and we're also kind of putting out information on Facebook and Instagram, and all you have to do is look us up on South Orange Chiropractic, and you're going to see our faces there with tips and tools. And every week we're coming up with ideas on how to engage our patients and ultimately get their posture and health back to the best of them possible. So,
and many people ask us, how to get started, what happens on the first visit. And I let patients know, rest assured, if yours is a chiropractic case, we'll tell you. If it's not, we really don't want you. We want to get you to the right professional if there's a more significant problem or serious problem that needs another professional, which we do. So our first day is all about finding out what it is, where it is, how bad it is, and what's the strategy to get you better. All right, so you can take care of yourself. We'll take every patient through 3 phases of care. One is to get someone out of trouble, get them feeling better and get rid of the pain. Next is to teach them to make it strong and stable, and we'll assist in that, and then bring it to wellness so that you can take care of yourself. Right?
sounds great.
So I think we covered those 5 pillars, and we're open to questions.
Great. Yeah. We have 4 questions that have come in so far. So we'll get started with those. Folks, if you have any questions for the doctors, please type your questions in the chat box, and we'll be sure to ask them before the end of the webinar. So since we have 4, that's 2 each. So I'll go with Dr. Roxy first, then we'll go to Dr. Levine. and down the road as we go. Of course, you guys can chime in on each other's questions, but let's start with that. So Dr. Roxy, how long does it take to feel better if I start drinking the appropriate amount of water for my body weight?
Almost, you should feel better the day of or the next morning. Honestly, as soon as you start putting the vital nutrients that your body is requiring or needs, you start to feel sustained energy. You're sometimes lighter. The only consequence is as you drink more water immediately, you are going to have to use the bathroom. And what we typically find is that 3 or 4 days of drinking the right amount, half your body weight in ounces, your body acclimates and gets used to that water consumption, and it's less of an issue. But constant, instant relief in terms of extra energy, less hunger, and that's what we notice.
Remember, you have approximately 660 muscles in your body, give or take. They are 82% water. Just a mere 2 or 3% dehydration will take those muscles and shorten them, tighten them like a beef jerky. And the number one trigger for daytime fatigue is dehydration. So think about that. If you are dehydrated and you're tired,
Right.
you might go for another cup of coffee or some energy drink. Why not stay hydrated, and you'll have that energy throughout the day immediately.
Right. I think there's a statistic out there that 78% of all adults are dehydrated. And the number one trigger for that is daytime fatigue and also hunger.
Hunger, right?
Hunger. So start drinking your water immediately.
That's great. Next question, Dr. Levine. So you mentioned, or throughout the webinar, it was mentioned that strength, flexibility, and cardio were the trio needed for exercise. Now, is this needed for all age groups?
Absolutely. Kids are, they're more active for the most part than adults, and you can see them running around. There's nothing wrong with, not doing heavy strength training, but there's nothing wrong with doing sit-ups and push-ups, doing planks at a young age. So that's the balance of fitness, is getting in your cardio, flexibility, and strength training. Right? You want to add to that?
Yeah, I feel always like if a patient comes in and they don't have any limitations in terms of balance and agility, they should encompass all of them at any point. Now, to what specific degree? If you're elderly, yeah, you should focus more on range of motion. If you're in your mid-30s, you might want to still increase your strength, so you're building your bone density. So as you do age, you're doing a little bit less vigorous weight training, but stretching, core, cardio, it's an important component at any age.
Beautiful. Dr. Roxy, this is a funny question. Maybe you'll laugh when you hear this. So can't you just out-exercise a bad diet?
You know what? One of the key components to dieting and losing weight is you have to eat right. You have to eat right, because you can exercise your heart out, but if the food you're consuming is garbage, highly filled with preservatives, you're never going to out-exercise those calories you're putting into your body. So I hope I'm answering that question correctly.
Well, but I also think you need to read the ingredients of what you're putting into your body. If you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't put it in your body. If it's a chemical, if it's a preservative, if it's a pesticide, that will be stored in the fat tissue and will never leave until you do some form of detoxification. And as far as weight loss goes and exercise, it's a simple math formula. If you're putting in a certain amount of calories and you're burning less, net, you're going to have more calories. If you burn more than you take in, you're going to lose calories.
We have a last minute question here from the audience. And the person says they are going for spinal surgery. Any suggestions to prepare for a surgery such as that?
Well, it's a little complex. We don't know what the surgery is or what the area is. I mean, obviously, you want to consult your surgeon. They're the best person to do that. Some surgeons will, tell you to make sure that maybe they do some rehab ahead of time. So if it's low back, maybe they're strengthening their legs. But I think that's a question depending on where the spinal surgery is and the significance of it and how many areas of the spine they're working on. You have to consult your doctor and your physical therapist on that.
Great. And Dr. Levine, the last question for you. I have a very, very busy week, and it's very hard to get the proper amount of sleep during the week. Can't I catch up on my sleep during the weekends?
I wish you could. All right. The key is to keep a consistent circadian rhythm. So if you want to go to sleep and wake up the same time, you want to get a minimum of 6 hours. We always say set a goal for 7, settle for 6. Less than 6 hours sleep consistently. It's been said that there's 110% increased risk of cardiovascular disease. So, you can't make it up. The body needs to rest and repair. So be more efficient with your time and your energy during the day so that you can prepare for a restful sleep. There will be a deficit and it will catch up to you.
Yeah, I was just wondering, since they were talking about sleep, is there such a thing as getting too much sleep?
Absolutely. Over 9 hours sleep on a consistent basis, there might be some more other health issues going on, maybe depression. If you're consistently tired after 9 hours of sleep, you might want to consult your doctor. There might be some other organic problems going on or systemic problems.
Well, sometimes I'm just bored to the point where I have nothing to do. I'm retired, and because of the pandemic, I don't like to go out much. So, just so much TV and internet stuff you can do. So I take naps all the time.
Yeah. I think you want to start setting some goals and affirmations that you want to get yourself up and get out and do something. It's not healthy just to, if you're sleeping longer than 9 hours.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, my pleasure.
All right, guys, we thank you for tuning in. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at South Orange Chiropractic. You can reach us also on our telephone number, 973-761-0022. Have a wonderful day.
I'll see you next time.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you.